Hey guys, Reggie with A Team Appliance, and I have a stackable here that I got in. I purchased off of Facebook Marketplace to flip. Of course, was told everything works fine. They're moving, so I'm reconditioning it. So the issue is, I so I put this thing on spin, right? So you hear the pump comes on, but nothing is spinning, and then it does that, it turns off. So essentially what's happening is it's trying to spin, and something's going on with the motor where you heard a click. Um, so a safety feature was uh, sorry guys, can't find my words right now. A safety feature was activated to keep the motor from like overheating or getting going bad. Also, if you see, this wire is supposed to go toward to the lid switch, which is right there. So you heard it click again. I don't know if you heard it click, but see how it clicked. So all this was like bypassed, and these wires here goes towards the heater. Now the heater is this fuse here, and what that does is this is called a wax motor. So there's wax inside there that heats up. So wax is when at room temperature, it's hardened, and then when heated, it liquefies. And so when it liquefies, it actually allows these two inside this little box. It allows them to have continuity in which they connect. And when they connect, there's a little lock. Like it's gone, but there's supposed to be a little lock up here that locks this, which is the lid. So anyway, they bypassed that and connected those, which that's not a good idea. And they bypassed the lid switch. And the reason why they bypassed the lid switch, now this is very common for these stackables. This is a Kenmore, but Frigidaire, they all look just like this. The Frigidaire and the Kenmore all look like just the same. And so basically what's happening is, let me see this part right here. The striker, which is here, is actually missing it. So when I close it, if you see it, see it's not even contacting. See, it's completely missing this part right here. So once that's down, then the washer knows the lid is closed, and it continues to spin. So what they did was just bypassed everything. So that's not good. But yes, and that's very common. That thing will miss. And a lot of times all you have to do is all this stuff is bendable. You just pull it over a little bit. Just pull it over a little bit, just adjust things. So you might have to like bend the top a little bit and to get that thing to contact. So, and it's still missing. I'll get that later. But yeah, you just bend it a little bit. You can either unscrew it too and maybe move it over slightly, even like, a couple centimeters. You might have like a 1 or 2 centimeters worth of room in there to move it over. So anyway, that's one thing. The other thing is, why is it not spinning? Well, as I investigated, typically there's a plastic shield here, and inside that plastic shield is a capacitor. And look what I noticed. They bypassed the capacitor. So obviously these people don't know what they're doing. Only thing they knew was to bypass things. So this wire is where the capacitor goes. And so they decided to connect it. So after doing that, I've noticed, okay, this is what's going on, why it's clicking. The capacitor it's like a starter for a car. The capacitor it stores up energy, because when a motor is at a dead stop, it gives it extra energy to start, to push. So without that extra energy for the capacitor, it just buzzes because it doesn't have the extra juice. And that's what that clicking is. It's the switch in the motor to prevent it from getting damaged. So I'm going to go ahead and put a capacitor on it and show you guys. So I haven't fixed this thing yet, so you see they still got their tape and crap on here. So I'm going to bypass all that, and I'm going to put a capacitor on there, and we'll start it up. And if you're viewing this video, that means it worked. So Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that now and pause the video. In the meanwhile, don't forget to like and subscribe so you can get more informational nuggets from A Team Appliance. Let's get that capacitor on there. All right, guys. So I've got my tools together. Got this capacitor here. So this is nice when you sell machines. You have plenty of parts on hand. Even the little stuff like these wires we're going to use to connect it. The thing is, I grabbed two and I can't find one. There we go. There you are. So, make sure your machine's unplugged. And we are going to connect. Now, I haven't checked this yet to know if it even works. So there's ways like you just connect the wire just to, you want to test it first before you don't have all the resources I have, and you don't want to go out and spend and wait for Amazon to get your supplies and all that stuff. So yeah, so this is how I do it. I kind of twist these together and kind of wrap it around, make sure it don't come loose. Some people use some people use wing nuts. I like to use wire tape. Wing nuts is good too, but I mean, I've seen both fail. I've seen wire tape fail, and I've seen wing nuts fail. This is about the application, how you put it on. And so I like to wrap it and then go this way. Hope you can see it. Put this around it too, and then wrap that. Sometimes they'll dry right off or something like that. You know, it depends on it also depends on the location of your machines, and you know. So sorry if I'm blocking your view here. Doing the best I can. One thing I always say, you know, I'm not going to have the best quality videos, but I guarantee you have the best quality knowledge that I'm going to give you, sharing my experience. And it might not be pretty. It might be pretty videos with brand new machines. You see my machines got rust on them and lint. These are real machines, real issues. So, and also too, you know, one thing, if you're not, you know, you're trying something out, don't spend too much time getting everything all prepped and pretty. Get it together safely. I kind of wrapped it because I don't want it to touch something by mistake. So let's turn it on and see what we got. Belt feels a little greasy. We'll plug her in. All right. Let's see if we have spin. Look for that belt down here to move. Hang on, the wrong cycle. Alright, don't look like that's working. That did not work. Alright, let me troubleshoot a little bit more and see what's going on. Okay, so I'm back. Found the issue. So I got a part machine I used. And so first thing I did was try another capacitor, because you never know with used capacitors. You know, this one could have been bad, you know, and then I tried a bunch of other stuff and ended up scrapping the thing and to find out my part might have been bad. So I put another capacitor on there, still did the same thing. The motor was hot, which telling me there's usually a sign of a bad motor, probably because they bypassed the capacitor and that thing just got damaged from not having a capacitor on it. So I took a motor off. I have another motor, so I put another motor on here, and voila, we have spin. We have spin. So the issue is the motor. So this is kind of the dark side of flipping appliances, because sometimes you get one that some amateur worked on, and they did they watched YouTube videos like you're watching now. Bad YouTube videos, let's say that. They watched a bunch of bad YouTube videos, or the videos could have been good. They just applied the information wrong, and they start bypassing wires, as you can see, bypass capacitor, Very dangerous thing to do, man. When it comes to electricity, just bypass stuff. You know, oh, maybe that part is bad. I mean, that part is there for a reason. There's a reason why there are capacitors. Even if you don't know what this is, to bypass it and just connect the wires together is just completely irresponsible, like this person did. I'm gonna find out the motor was bad. Well, to be honest with you, what they did probably blew out the motor. So let's backtrack. So again, this is like appliance. Anybody that repairs anything, we are detectives. So the initial issue is this lid switch that basically was being missed by the contactor, and all I had to do was adjust it to move it over. So Mr. Amateur basically just, okay, let me just bypass the lid switch, instead of sometimes that's the bad thing about YouTube. I mean, I cut my teeth with YouTube. YouTube is a very helpful tool to use, but sometimes you can bypass your own understanding and you lean on someone else's information before just using your own eyes. To see that's how I didn't learn this off of YouTube. I learned by watching and seeing, the contact was missing the switch. So contact missed the switch. He bypassed the wire, bypassed the capacitor, blew out the motor. All right, it's time to get a new machine. So anyway, I don't want to over rant here, but it's what it is. So it's like to share my experiences with you guys. For all you flippers out there, appliance technicians, or even just people trying to figure out what's wrong with their machine before calling in a professional. Be sure to like and subscribe. A-Team Appliance, aka the Appliance Repair Nerd, Reggie. Feel free to comment, like, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks, guys. See ya.